Okay, now you know these ways to factor. So now let's put them to use, making sure that a polynomial is factored completely. And that's typically how they will say it. They'll say, factor the polynomial completely. So when we want to make sure the polynomial is factored completely, we are going to have to check resulting polynomial factors. So once we get a factor like happened in our homework one, when we got this x squared minus y squared, when we GCF'd it, we have to check that factor to see if it can be factored again. And in this case, it could be. So we always want to check to see, can we do any more? Now, there are 4 methods that we have learned. Doesn't mean you're going to use all 4 methods every single problem, but you're going to run through these steps. These are the things you're going to process through to help you decide, have I factored it completely? The first thing I always want you to do, always, is check to see if there is a GCF. Look for a GCF. Can you GCF that polynomial? And if you can, divide that monomial out, divide that GCF out, and then go from there. Then there's one of these 3 things that you're going to be looking for next. Is it a polynomial with 4 terms? If it is, what did we learn to do with polynomials with 4 terms? How did we learn to factor those out?
Factor by grouping.
Factor by grouping. So we will look for factor by grouping. Can we factor it by grouping? We try it and see if we can do it. That's if it's a 4-term polynomial. If it's not a 4-term polynomial and it's a binomial, we have another way to factor binomials other than just the GCF way. What's our other way we just learned yesterday? What do we just do? If it's a binomial with which operation?
Addition.
Subtraction.
Difference. Yeah, difference of
Squares.
squares. Different. If there's subtraction in it. So if you have a binomial and it has subtraction, you're going to look for, is it the difference of 2 squares? Now remember, we don't have one for addition of 2 squares, the sum of 2 squares. We only have, if it's a subtraction, we don't get to stop, we have to ask ourselves, is this binomial the difference of 2 squares? Because if it is, we have to go further. Just like in 42C in the homework for today. Trinomials. You will always try the diamond method. If you see a trinomial, you'll be like, I'm going to try the diamond method. And remember, when A is equal to 1, after we do the diamond,
It's easier.
it's easier. We don't have another step to do. It leads us right to our factors. If A isn't equal to 1, then we have to not only do the diamond method, but the factoring by grouping, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but we always have to try. Okay, so let's go to work just practicing here. We've got 6 problems we're going to practice together. Look at our first one. What's the first question we're always going to ask ourselves?
Greatest common
They have
factor.
greatest common factor.
Yeah, can it be GCF'd? Can it?
Yes.
Okay, what is the GCF for this one?
Negative.
Yeah, and we're going to actually use -3. I heard both 3 and -3. You always want to make it so that when you divide that first term, it will be positive. You always want that to be positive. So we're going to take out a -3. Anything else?
X.
X. Okay. So what's our resulting?
X squared.
X squared
Yeah.
Plus
Plus 9.
negative 9.
Negative 9.
-9. No X with that 9, right? -9. Okay. Now we're going to clean that up.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have -3x times x squared
Minus 9.
minus 9. Now that it's been cleaned up, we can say, oh, it's a binomial with subtraction.
Yeah.
Are the first and second
Yes.
terms squares?
Yes.
Yes, so we're not done yet. So we say, oh, okay, then I'm going to have to factor that. Now, this is the day that I'm hoping you're ready to not have to show the work.
X minus 3.
You say to yourself, oh, both factors will start with
X.
x because that's the square root of x squared. One will have addition, the other will have subtraction, and the square root of 9 is
3.
3.
You get it?
But of course, you're still not done,
No.
What?
because now you say, oh, there's a binomial there and it has subtraction. So I have to ask myself, is x minus 3 the difference of two squares?
Yeah.
What times itself gives you x?
X.
No. What times itself gives you 3?
Nothing.
Oh, so are you convinced that those are squares, really?
No.
Okay, so then we get to say we're done. But we have to ask ourselves. We don't just say, I've already done one difference of squares, so that means I'm done now. No, you might have another difference of squares.
If you can do the difference of squares again,
You do it again.
well, then would we end up with 4?
You could.
Just stay with 2.
No.
It would really be messed up if we kept going and going and going.
Well, eventually it would stop, but okay.
Yeah.
We have now factored this one completely. It has 3 factors. Up to this point, we had just 2. Okay, but now we know how to, all the different methods of factoring, put them together. Sometimes we can have more than 2 factors. Okay, let's look at number 2. First question?
Yes.
GCF. Okay, it can be?
Yes.
C.
Okay. So what's its GCF?
5y.
4.
What? Okay, a 5 and a y, just y,
Yes.
okay?
Yeah, so one of them only has a Y.
Okay, so 5y cubed divided by 5y,
Y squared,
take away what?
4Y.
Add what?
Plus 4.
Dang.
Done?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No,
Yeah, back when we
for
were,
that part.
back when we were less than 7.2, we were done, but not now.
No, for that part we are.
Okay, so now what are we gonna do?
Blank.
Okay, what do we have here? So, the GCF, you're probably not ever gonna be able to factor that, I mean, you're not gonna factor a monomial, okay? But you have a trinomial here. Jonathan?
And there's subtraction, so wouldn't it be the difference of
Oh,
squares?
careful, it's not a binomial, it's a trinomial. What do we do when it's a trinomial? Ashton? We try the diamond method. So
Good try.
here's what we're gonna do, we're going to go like this so we don't forget about that 5y out there out front. It's part of the answer at the end.
Yeah.
And then we say, okay, A equals, B equals, C equals. What's our A?
Huh? What's our A? 1.
1, B,
Negative 4.
and C.
4.
Okay, we're ready to,
Said.
A is equal to 1. Oh, these are good, these are the easy ones, right?
Yeah.
Negative.
So what goes up here?
4.
4, and down here?
Negative 4.
Negative 4.
Oh my gosh.
What multiplies to be positive 4, adds up to negative 4?
Negative 2, negative 2.
Negative 2,
Yeah.
negative 2.
I was about to say negative 4, negative 3.
Now, because A is equal to 1, we can go right to setting up our
Yeah.
factors, can't we?
Yeah.
So we're gonna, remember this 5y comes down with it though. So now we're gonna write the factors of our trinomial with it though. What are the factors of our trinomial?
X.
X, oh, isn't it y?
Yeah, it's 1.
Y minus 2,
Y plus
y, no, what, is that a positive 2 there? Is that a positive 2 there?
minus.
Okay. We got so used to one of them had to be subtraction, the other one had to be addition. We think that's the way it's always gonna go now?
No.
No, not always.
I didn't look up that.
Okay, now, are you done yet?
No.
Yes.
Well, you gotta ask yourself,
Wait, yes.
I got a binomial there, it has subtraction, I say, is y minus 2 the difference of 2 squares?
Yes.
No.
No.
I'm hearing no and I'm hearing
Hold
yes.
on.
In other words, can you take the square root of y?
No.
Square root of 2?
No.
I mean, you
No.
know,
I'll try.
I guess we'll call it quits. and say it is now factored completely. Okay? Three factors again, right?
Oh,
Now, again, here's what happens when I correct the assessments for this lesson, when we're finally to the point we can bring all of them together and make sure that we factor it completely. Students stop too early. They quit factoring and there's still more factoring that can be done. So I can't, say it enough. You always keep asking yourself, is there anything else I can do to this? Okay, this is number 3. Is there a GCF for this
No.
one? No GCF. Y'all agree?
Well, there is,
No.
because,
One's not gonna get us anywhere, right?
yeah,
So why do it? We have to do the one when we're doing factoring by grouping, I agree there. Here we don't. Okay, then we're gonna do what? We got a
Non-factor.
trinomial, so we're gonna do the diamond method. So first we're gonna identify our A, B, and our C, and then we can do our diamond. So go ahead and do that one on your own now. Try this one. Okay, time's up. What do you got?
nothing.
Negative.
Nothing. You got nothing for me?
No.
Why?
Because
There's another fucking add.
Nothing works?
Yeah.
You can't find anything that multiplies to be 12 that adds up to 11?
I probably could, but I can't figure it out.
If you take for.
1 times 12? 1
That's
plus
13.
12? 13. 2 times 6? 2 plus 6?
Eight.
8. 3 times 4?
Seven.
3 plus 4? 7. I think you're right. I don't think there is anything. So what are we going to say? Not factorable. This one is not factorable. We couldn't GCF it. We couldn't diamond method it. It is done
So
for.
does
It's
that mean we're
toast.
done?
We're done with that one. Now, in your homework, I will give away right now, there's only 2 times you get to do this, say that. You get to this point, and you're like, oh, I have to say not factorable. 1 time in the first set of evens,
One is.
and 1 time in the second set of evens.
Couldn't you
More than
put it
that, I'm
in
gonna say,
all?
oh, you're not done with this assignment, I'm sorry.
It's like, oh,
Huh?
couldn't you have made it so that way all of those problems are going to do it like that?
Would be not factorable?
Yeah.
Just think of what you learned then. Wow, that'd be something. You learn how, you maybe finally learn how to spell factorable. Okay. Okay, number 4. Can it be GCF?
No.
Really?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, they're both even numbers, so I'm feeling pretty confident about that 2 can come out for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else besides 2?
X.
How about an X? Okay, so we're gonna GCF it out of 2X, and then we're gonna look at it and say, well, maybe there was something else, but at least start there. Okay, what's 98 divided by 2? What's 100 divided by 2?
50.
50, and this is 2 left. 49, yeah.
Good job, Devin.
And 49 what?
Squared.
Okay. Take away, oh, you better be able to do this one. 50 divided by 2?
25.
25, and 25
Y
what?
squared.
Y squared, okay.
My goodness.
Are you feeling like we got the best, we got the
Yes.
GCF out? Anything going to 49 goes into 25?
Just one.
Yeah, just 1, okay. Are we done?
Yes.
Oh, we haven't asked ourselves this question. We have a binomial. It has subtraction. Is that the difference of 2 squares? It sure is. So can,
go back down.
so can we be done? No, we
No.
can't. So we say 2x, come along, you're not getting ditched, we're taking you with us. And we're gonna have 2 factors that start and end with the same thing. One's gonna have addition, the other's gonna have subtraction. So what are they? 7x and 5y, okay. And then one more time, we say to ourselves, oh my goodness, there's still a binomial out there that has subtraction in it. So I have to ask myself, is that the difference of two squares?
No.
No, and it's not, so then we get to say we're done.
Done.
I threw an extra line in there just in case, trying to fool you, but can't fool you guys. Okay,
Too
yes.
smart.
For that, like, if it's kinda like that, okay, does that usually mean that when we get it out to be where it's factored completely like that? Is that always gonna happen that way? With the one binomial and then you're factoring out the two separate ones?
Not always. There could sometimes you have to go further,
I mean, it's separate.
even in the assignment. So you just gotta keep asking yourself that you can't, I mean, we have nothing for addition of binomials, we have nothing for that. We only have subtraction of binomials, and the only thing we have to ask ourselves there is it the difference of two squares? If it doesn't pass that test, then we get to say we're done. Okay? If there's a trinomial factor left in our answer, we don't get to say we're done with that until we try the diamond method on it. Okay? So you just have to kind of run it through all the tests until like nothing can be done. Okay? Did I answer your question, Jonathan? Kinda?
Kinda.
Okay. I think you'll see something happen here in a little bit that maybe will help.
Okay.
Number 5. First question?
Greatest.
Yes,
Greatest
okay.
common factor. Is there one?
Yes.
What is it?
3A.
3A to the 4th.
3a to the 4th. Okay? You always got to make sure you get the greatest common factor out before you try to do anything else, otherwise it might not go as well. Okay, what's our resulting factor?
2.
2a squared
Minus A.
Minus.
minus a
Minus 3.
minus 3. Okay. Well, either I put a whole bunch of extra lines there to try and fool you, or we are going to have to go on.
No.
Our resulting factor is a what?
Trinomial.
Trinomial. What do you have to try if it's a trinomial?
Diamond
Diamond method. You have to try it. You don't get to stop. So this 3a to the 4th, I'm going to arrow it so I don't forget about it. If I put that big fat arrow there, I'm 10 less to forget about it. And then I can say a equals b equals c equals. So, and then I have to use my a times c this time because a is not 1. So I need a -6 up here and a -1. See, we got all kinds of things that we're having to remember all at the same time. -3, 2. Okay. A is not equal to 1. So what do I have to do next? A is not equal to 1. So what do we have to do next? We have to make these into. We have to make these into a's, yeah. So we, remember, here's our trinomial right here, 2a squared. But instead of minus a, we're gonna have plus a -3a, plus a 2a. And then we have our plus, we're gonna make that plus a -3. And now we're gonna do factoring by grouping. So my GCF is the first group, I say is A, what do you say?
Yeah.
The GCF is the second group.
4.
What, 4? 1. Oh. That thing in this mouth is kind of hard to follow. Okay? Well, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm now going to be able to, I got this guy over here, I'm going to bring it down, and I'm going to write that as the other two factors. Okay, so what's the one they have in common? 2a plus -3 cleaned up, that would
Minus
be
3.
-3. And what's the third factor here?
A plus 1.
A plus 1. So I brought this down, yep, kept coming down, and then these two factors came from my factoring by grouping. Okay, again, I have a binomial with subtraction in it, I can't stop yet until I say self is 2a minus 3 the difference of two squares. No, it's not. So we can say this is our final answer. Now again, if you want to make sure that you have at least not forgotten some of the factors, you would multiply it back out and see if it took you back to where you started, if you were really concerned about making sure you got some part of the problem right. Okay. Go ahead and try number 6. You can start it on your own. X to the fourth minus y to the fourth, what is that? Difference of 2 squared. That becomes x squared plus y squared times x squared minus y squared. Do you agree with me? And then I say, oh self, there's a binomial there with subtraction. Can I factor that? It's the difference of 2 squares again. Huh, I'm still not done. So I say, oh, okay, well, the square root of x squared is x, and the square root of y squared is y, and one has addition and the other has subtraction.
Now you're done.
And now I say, oh, I got another binomial of subtraction, so I have to ask again, is that the difference of 2 squares, x
No.
minus y? No. So then I say, it's about time, I'm finally done. I have 4 factors this time.
My God.
Okay. So, another thing I'm going to tell you about the homework. Not only is there only 2 of them that are not factorable, 1 in each group there, but then the smallest number of factors any of them have that are factorable is 3, and some do have 4. So you don't get to quit with just 2. You say, I must have done something wrong, or I can do more. You don't stop. Yeah, or you just get lazy. No.